How's it going? Chris Comments back at you again. Show of common sense on common ground no matter what the subject. You're not going to be hearing any kind of crap coming from any right-wing rhetoric, much less any Democratic propaganda bull crap. No, on this side, it's pretty much what I've always stated to be something that you and I can actually understand. Talk at that you and I can understand, as opposed to all this repeated bull crap that everybody else is doing, from whatever side of the aisle that they're viewing things from. And with that, I like to start off with sharing something that we can all agree upon. The DCbomber turned himself in, doing the right thing. That was the right thing, to turn yourself in. This country has got, in this day and age, has got so many douchebags trying to create more harm than good in the name of whatever it is that they believe in. So the DCbomber, yeah, he's got a new time, no doubt, but he did the smart thing. He did the smart thing in turning himself in and not creating any more problems. And I think that's a good thing to be thankful for. Second thing, Hurricane Grace followed by Tropical Storm Henry, something like that. Henry is a tropical storm, which of course is just as much troublesome as a hurricane. But it looks like it's still going over to the east. Honestly, here in San Antonio, Texas, I think that we could handle it. I think we can all pray for a little bit coming more in the Gulf. A little bit more in the Gulf, so that way it can come over here. We can handle plenty of rain. The rains that has been coming down this entire summer has produced so much more green vegetation and wildlife and stuff. Our flowers are blooming, which hasn't been done in quite a while. Our trees are a lot more green topped now, which hasn't been that way in quite a while. So yeah, I'm hoping and praying, as a guy that's just living and working every day out here, no differently than you. I'm hoping that some of that storm breaks down and actually flows a little bit more towards here in Texas. Because I know we can handle. We've got great drainage and all this good stuff. So yeah. Now to a next thing, and it's going to piss off a lot of people, and that's okay. But I got to let this out in order for you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Elizabeth Warren, Miss Pocahontas, she's throwing an ad out there saying stop the Republican recall. It's the sole reason for the mess that's going on in California, because of that recall. Well, obviously it's not entirely true. However, the Republican voting recall is still causing problems, and everybody's in this uproar against Elizabeth Warren for making this claim. And that's cool. In my eyes, that's fantastic. Because Elizabeth Warren is the lady that investigated Wall Street and Wells Fargo and Chase Bank and all these other people that have been doing nothing but swindling, hustling, and just practically extorting the people, their customers and all that, and getting away with it legally by making it legal that if you bank with them, you're subject to having to be hustled by them. Those same laws are the reasons why this particular guy left. I used to be Wells Fargo, and I walked out on them some decade back, and I've been happy ever since. I know people Chase, same thing. Workers, former employees, same thing. The banks are just horrible entities that are just vicious to their own clientele and anybody else that they can fine, fee, or have the government charge for fees while they get tax breaks. So it's a pretty serious thing. And Elizabeth Warren came out and started questioning him. What are you doing with this money? Where are you getting this money? How are you getting this along the lines of illegal? How are you do realize that not being able to forfeit the information on this, that's illegal, and all this good stuff. I mean, she just bombarded these companies all the way up to Wall Street, who all demonized her. They demonized her as this horrible person. They backed up Trump, who made fun of her, ridiculed her for having a tiny bit of Native American gene in her gene pool, in her DNA. But all of that stuff still didn't stop her from making them shake in their boots. Eventually, a lot of people did fork over their the businesses information that was needed, and a lot of horrible things to good people was stopped, and that's fantastic in my eyes. In my eyes, somebody like that just kicks ass. She's the one that I actually wanted for president, but that's the past. Right now, she's doing her thing, and she's doing this stop the Republican recall, and it's just getting everybody all bonkers, and I think that's pretty cool. Here we go with the next item on the list: Afghanistan evacuation. There's a lot of people on certain sides of the aisle, political aisle, that are saying the president is a failure. They're saying we should open all borders and just no restrictions. And there's a lot of people saying you can't check these migrants if they've got COVID. That's a violation against the rights. You have to take their word for it. And there's other people saying that's bullshit. We need them vaccinated. We need them tested. We need them vaccinated. And we need them, quarantined until, or as long as it takes until they're proven to be non-infected or non-infectious. And honestly, I'm with just about all of the above. It only makes sense that they come to the border and get checked. That's what we did with the migrants that crossed Mexican border. The children and all them, they were quarantined. The ones that were infected. Dude, it only makes sense. It's a safe way to play. And for everybody to say no, it's a violation of those human rights, or the descendants of migrants, spokespeople of these migrants, that say, well, I'm not from the U.S. and I was never carded or checked or tested, and neither should these people be. Wrong. No, it doesn't make any sense, especially when there's already reports saying that there are migrants that have come over that do have COVID. So honestly, yeah, they need to be checked. They need to be tested. They need to be quarantined. They need to not be released into the public until it's time. Until it's medically proven that they're okay and that they're not infectious, ergo they can walk. It just makes sense, The last on the list is COVID. Speaking of COVID, 37 million plus as of July into this month infected. 600,000 plus dead. Okay? In the U.S. Now, here in my home state of Texas, we're looking at 50K plus. We're looking at $50,000 plus in deaths out of 3 million that have been infected. Okay? 3 million that have been infected. That's that's about 100 people and change per day. I think the exact number is 119 on an average. But I'm just looking at it an overall number, roundabout number. We got 100 and change every day. Okay? It's getting infected, leading up to 3 million so far. I don't even know the damn state had. I don't know my state had that many. Now we're finding out there's 3 million infected. Okay, I'm being exaggerated. Yes, we do have 3 million. This city alone has 2 million now. It used to be 1.5. We're now up to 2 million people just in San Antonio. So it's pretty serious. 3 million so far. And I think that's a tenth, if memory serves. I think we got 300 million and change here in San Antonio. People. 50,000 deaths on a monthly basis. We're going up to 50,000 this month. And it's serious. It should be taken serious. We really need to do something to get this herd immunity going. It's sad. I've lost 2 family members myself. I really have no intention of losing any more. I hope that people out there stay safe. Keep practicing your safe practices. Get the vaccination. Booster. I can't wait till the boosters are going to be coming this September. I got my Johnson & Johnson, and my entire body just revived. I felt fantastic. So I can't wait till the booster comes in San Antonio. And again, I have the unfair advantage because I've been immunized and taken my shots of my whole life, starting as a child with the measles and the mumps and the rabies and the chickenpox. Later on into the 2010s with swine flu prevention, Zika virus protection. Along with the immunization, flu shot, cold shot, allergy shot. I took them all. I've been taking them all my life. So when the vaccination for COVID came, I was weakened and I was always in need of a nap. I was always exhausted. And get this, I'm an Uber driver. I'm a rideshare driver. I was always in need of sleep. But I wound up taking that virus, the vaccination, and I wound up feeling fantastic. My body just soaked it in like normal, and I felt a huge difference in it. Now again, I have the unfair advantage. All of you out there, check yourselves, okay? Check yourselves before you get injected, but make sure that you do get the virus in accordance as to how it's best to take it. Okay, if your body, you know your body, and you know your body can handle that one shot, one kill, revitalize yourself dosage, then take it. However, if you're not accustomed to vaccinations, if you're not accustomed to any other kind of antiviral treatment, because you've never needed it or whatever, your body just hasn't been exposed to it in a very long time. Because I know there's some people that are taking horse paste, which I don't think that's what it is, but it's in pill formation. I don't think they're actually eating paste. It's in pill formation. Horse paste, along with hydroxychloroquine, along with bleach. So whatever your symptoms are, not your symptoms, but what you find to be your relief, your choice. Take a look at that first. Take a look at that and know your body. Make sure that you know what you're getting into. Okay. The virus, the vaccination, however, it doesn't get any better than the 2-part system. The first part to introduce the antivirus vaccination into your system. The second part to actually do the antivirus job, which is to block and defend your immune system from the virus. Okay, that's the whole basis of the 2-parter. As opposed to somebody like me that's already accustomed to it being injected, one shot, one kill. But I know myself. I know how much of a virus I can take. Take care of yourselves. reevaluate yourselves and make sure that you're doing the right thing, making the right choice. And again, do the other practices as well. Don't just rely on vaccination. Rely on the mask. Rely on the mask. They say, oh, masks don't do anything. Well, that's not true. Masks complicate the flow of a virus. Masks are blockades to the virus to breathing in. And if you get yourself something, or make one like the way I did, with a pocket, or stitch on a pocket, or sew on a pocket, or whatever, staple it, I don't care. You get yourself something like a napkin, you spray it with disinfectant, fold it up to keep fold it up to where the chemical doesn't actually touch the fabric, because all you want is just to breathe in the disinfected air. You don't really want to breathe in the chemical. This chemical is doing its job in keeping your mouth clear, your nose is clear of the virus, because you're breathing in disinfected air. And it's sort of a big conundrum to a lot of people, which really isn't that big. If you think about it, really isn't that big of a puzzle. You're breathing in disinfected air, you're breathing in thicker air. Thicker air, by way of this spray, slows down, complicates, if not actually kills the virus. Because technically it is a chemical, but it's a chemical that's thickened the air. Ergo, the virus, which is an airborne virus, the Corona-19 virus, dies. It dies. Why else, if it didn't die, why else would it need to be traveling from person to person's mouth or up the nostrils? Why else wouldn't it need to be traveling in order to hit your immune system and affect your lungs? Get yourself your mask. Get some disinfectant. Try to find one that you can get with a pocket, or get the recommended 95, whatever it is that they said it was. I've never needed to go through those complications because, again, I at least made my mask. It took about 2 weeks because I'm not much of a sewing kind of guy. But I stitched it all up, sewed it up, put some little, thickened it up on the end so that way it hugs the face and provides a little bit more blockage. Folded it to where it made a pocket. Kept the slogan on there, home is where you park it. No, it's a camping camping. There's a camper in there, but it serves no purpose. So, for this mask. So, protect yourself. Do that. Always wash your hands. Especially all you dirty people out there. There's a lot of guys out there. I don't know about women, but there's a lot of guys in public restrooms that still just won't wash their damn hands. Like it's going to kill them or something. I don't get it. I do not get it. They're disgusting people as far as I'm concerned. But currently, right now, amongst the COVID, amongst the airborne virus, it helps. It helps preventing getting infected. And that's not just with COVID. That's also from way back with Zika flu, Zika virus, swine flu, SARS. Washing the hands was key to those. It's still key. It's still one of the 4 great things to do with this airborne one. Vaccinate, mask, always wash your hands, and social distancing. Now that's a little bit more complicated. However, if it's manageable, take advantage of it. And I'm sorry for taking up all this time again, but I'm going to keep repeating it again, as sure as I still see a lot of people that are not doing these things. But what I said again is again, the stats. That's the sole reason for bringing it up. 30 million in the U.S. this month alone. 30 million. As of July of last month to this month here in August. It's August 20th, 2021. 30 million plus infected. 600,000 plus deaths. I mean, come on. That's, we're getting infected 100 plus people per day. 3 million so far in the state of Texas. 3 million out of the 37 million in the U.S. We're up to 50,000 and change this deaths this month. 50,000 people. You gotta be safe. Gotta be safe. Now I'm gonna close it up right now with let me know of your comments, especially because I usually keep getting grounded here on the YouTube. There's somebody that takes offense of what I'm saying. There's always somebody that's just really not happy, and so they report me. My stuff is anti-hate, so, and as we all know through the scandal that Facebook and YouTube, Google, they're all under scandal right now of supporting people of hate. They're being sued. They're still being looked at under a watchful eye, despite the fact that they haven't been in court in quite a while. But seeing as how those people are still broadcasting, and somebody like myself that just speaks of common sense on common ground talk, just casual talk amongst us, well, I'm still getting grounded for that. I'm still getting restricted. I'm still getting suspended. So, if you take a look at this, it's the same address as on my podcast, @townmytown@gmail.com. The podcast is Anchor. You type up anchor.fm. What immediately pops up is, the podcast site. You go on to it and you look for Chris's comments. And that's where I'm going to be getting in deeper depth with these subjects and my personal feelings. I mean, I know I revealed myself concerning Elizabeth Warren, but there's so many different things to talk about concerning politicians and all that. But on this show for right now on YouTube, I just wanted to keep it down to earth with everybody out there and point out, there's a lot of stuff going on overseas at the borders. We put our hearts and support our governments in evacuating the people to safety. We got storms coming. They've done some damage out there in the Caribbean. They're coming over here now. Let's go ahead and put our hearts and prayers to hopefully those storms breaking down, dying down, and not doing much damage at all. We got wildfires still over in California. Let's pray that we can get some more people over there to put them out. We got Elizabeth Warren. We got politicians that are still doing their thing. Let's hope the ones that are real good at making top dogs shaking their boots, let's hope that they triumph and get their mission accomplished. And finally, the COVID. We're still under a pandemic. We still got to play it safe. So let's keep playing it safe. All right. This is Chris with Chris's comments. Side of common sense on common ground, no matter what the subject. And these days it's still needed, apparently. Got a bunch of wild antics and wild accusations and all this other garbage. Spewing and all this other crap going on all the other sites. And then you got people like you and me on sites just like this. Also, make sure to post whatever podcast you're on, and I'll broadcast it. If you're anything like my show, or close to it, even if you're better at it than I am, with the whole studio and everything, and the live chat, there's some of them out there that are really good. They're real good. Go ahead and send me write me a site, and I'll go ahead and broadcast it. Okay, y'all take care. This is Chris with Chris's Comments, signing out.